Hello and welcome to Traditional Stitches FlossTube video number 32. I'm Janice Spencer, the owner of Traditional Stitches, and with me today is Rose Heck, our stitch along leader.
Good morning, Janice.
Hi Rose, how are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm a little bit tired, but we're recovering from Nashville, so yeah, it was a fantastic trip. I'll tell you more about it later. But it's not been that long since we've seen you because we did an extra FlossTube video a couple of weeks ago. But how have you been in the last couple of weeks?
I'm good now. I mean, we've had some really cold weather and fortunately I could hunker down and stitch and just keeping busy with family and shoveling and today is sunny, bright. It's supposed to be warm, and there's no snow.
Yes. No, maybe spring is actually around the corner, I'm thinking.
Maybe. Somebody posted today that they had seen, I can't remember, but they were saying once they see those birds, the robins aren't far behind. And I went, oh, I like that.
Good. Well, I need to get busy and order my vegetable garden seeds here.
Oh,
so that's a sign that spring's coming, I think.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah. All right, so in today's video, we're going to talk about getting into month number 2 of our Lucy Barber stitch along. And then I have some Nashville loot to show off and in-stock hand-dyed fabric parade. And then we're going to talk a little bit about plants. So yeah.
Okay.
So how did the first month of Lucy Barber go for you?
It went smashingly well. And I was at the point where it's like, would anybody notice if I just continued? But it went well. It went well.
Good.
I've got it piled up here. So, oh, my poor dog-eared print off here. So we have completed this month 1. Okay. And it was interesting. Somebody contacted me. I can't remember who. And I had mentioned something about mirror image. And I wasn't quite sure what she was getting at. But as I looked at it more, I realized even though it looks mirror image, the border on each side is subtly different. Mm-hmm. And there could be some different, I haven't got into month 2 quite. I'll show you what I've done so far. But there is a little bit of, differences. So what we see and what we actually stitch may not be mirror image. So keep that in mind as you go into month 2, that don't expect this maybe to be in the same placement as this. Obviously, the words are not mirror image, and there are the purple bird and the green bird, and they may not be quite in the same place. So mirror image, maybe.
Yeah, roughly. The lesson there is keep counting.
Yeah. Yesterday was the 14th, so I started month 2, and I was finishing up the border going around, and well, maybe I should just, without further ado, just stop talking and show. So, and she's still on my, my frame, but I've continued across and down. I got that done, last evening or whatever while watching TV. And yes, there is a definite changes in that border. So do not let your guard down. Keep on counting. And we talked about that yellow highlighter tape or highlighter tape. I didn't grab it. It's over there. But do I have a piece of it on here? I may not have it. I may have taken it off. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I'm not going to show the chart, but I just tore a piece of the highlighter tape off, and I placed it, I folded it underneath, and I placed it, let me just find actual thing. So I placed it on a section that I'm working on. It's not as effective, but I put it on a section that I'm working on in the border. So I knew that my eyes wouldn't wander somewhere else. And then I knew it was exactly that. I could take it one step further and I could have these pieces of tape and write down like 16, 15, 14, 13, and just interchange them. So I knew, okay, I have to count 13 there. Oh, I have to count 13 there. Oh, I'll grab another piece of tape or whatever works for you. But it's really easy to get off track. So why not make it easier?
Mhm.
So.
Oh, good.
You're-
Well, keep counting.
You have
So
an all-knowing smile there, so.
I'll show you in a sec. But did you notice that in all of the verse at the top and even in Lucy's name in the very bottom that her U's are all backwards?
Oh,
They are. Every single one of them is backwards.
I haven't got into the second U or the U in the second part, pardon me. I haven't got into that either.
So her tail is on the left instead of on the right. So anyways.
That is so charming.
Yeah, something else to endear her sampler to us.
Yes. I'm just looking at the third line, and I have to actually look here, and it's and aisle. So the aisle, instead of having that apostrophe at the top, she's put a dot. Yep. And maybe that's the way they taught them back then. And then pursue, I have to look here. She's got a break in the E, and actually I think that might be a break. So when she is talking and you put a comma. Yeah. At first I thought it was an extension of the E. So, okay. So that is something I just started the letters last evening before bedtime, and I was done. So we're going to get into that this evening.
Good. Well, definitely I found personally that the counting of the verse was the most challenging part. Mm. But like I said earlier, I've been motoring ahead because I really want to get Lucy framed and on the wall as a shop model. So I'm getting pretty close to the end. And I was on a Zoom call with some stitching friends. We were stitching on Monday night, and I had a aha moment when my border met at the bottom. So I'll just show you where I'm at.
Oh, that's so lovely.
Yep, so I'm getting really close. It won't be that long.
No.
So some of the motifs that I really enjoyed stitching were these rosebuds right here. Oh, yeah. They're fun and they turned out just beautifully. Yeah. And then these, I think, like honeysuckle kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
And this rose is the one at the end that we're going to fill in with satin stitch. And I'm going to leave those until the very end, until the rest of the cross stitch is done, and put them in afterwards. But there we are.
I spotted for some reason, I love your the bottom and the roses, and they look like fuchsias to me. But what really grabbed my attention were those orange trees.
Yeah.
You don't see that.
No, and the orange color in this sampler is really something that's drawn me to it since the beginning. So I really was looking forward to getting those elements into the sampler.
Yeah.
Yeah, so next time we have a video, I should have a finished project and maybe even framed, depending on how our framer's doing timing.
Right. Oh, that's exciting.
Ah, I'm really excited. The one thing, though, that I have to tell you guys is that I'm working on 46 count linen with the SWA 100/3, which is what you're doing as well, Rose. And you think of those spools of SWA 103/3 are going to last forever, but I'm actually running out, or have run out, of 2 colors for Lucy Barber Sampler. So I'm going to insert a photo here that kind of shows at what stage I ran out so that everybody can judge for themselves. But we do have more of the colors on order. And if you want to order them, we're happy to help you out with that. And so you can either do it through the website or by email, because we've got your information on file, so we can send those to you. The one thing to remember, though, is that due to the thickness of the spools of 100/3, they do have to be mailed as parcel mail. So if there were a few other things that you wanted to order to spread out that parcel mail cost, that would be a good idea. But just, yeah, if you want more thread, just let me know and I'll insert that photo of my spools here. Alrighty.
So here's a thought. Think about how wide a spool of 103 is, and then gauge how many charts that would be, and then order accordingly. And we just finished Nashville, so I'm sure that would be 4 to 6 charts that, you know, could jump in your cart really easily.
Yeah, no shortage of choices, that's for sure.
No.
Yeah. But you do have lots of silk to keep you going for a little while anyways.
Good.
Yeah, fun. Did you have anything else to add about moving into section number 2, or? It's pretty
No, we're going to continue with those stylized S's. And for anybody that is concerned about them, I did post on the Facebook page a couple of alternatives. Sorry, my tongue is not working. I just got it new. So yeah, follow that if you're not sure. Beyond that, oh, did I say to count? Count, and if you're not sure, count some more. So yeah.
Okay, thanks, Rose. So we do still have Lucy Barber kits available, and we do also still have some of the fripperies, the Mini McBean's special limited edition fripperies for the Lucy Barber Sampler. So if that was something that you're looking for, let us know. We can help you out with that.
Okay.
All right, so I got home late Monday of last week from the Nashville Needlework Market, and we had uneventful flights, knock on wood, so that was good because there was a lot of weather in that area of the States and a lot of people did not have as good of travels as we did. I took my friend Lisa with me this time, so that was very exciting to see Nashville through kind of newbie's eyes. And so she's been a stitcher for forever, and we've been friends for forever, so she's definitely heard about the Nashville market from me before, so it was really interesting to introduce her to all of my people at market and see her seeing all the things that were on offer. So we took a couple classes on the Friday and enjoyed those quite a lot. And then we got to start shopping at 4 o'clock on Friday afternoon. Thank goodness. So we made really good use of that time. There were still a few things that were sold out by the time we got to the rooms. So we've got those on order and they're shipping. So they'll be a couple weeks in arriving. So an update on where we were at on advance orders for the Nashville Needlework Market. We've given out all the product, put it in everybody's bags for their advance orders. And you guys did a great job of advance orders this year and lots of big orders with full kitting requirements. So add threads, add linen, and that always takes a little bit more time. But we've given everything out and it's just in the billing queue. And so I think almost everything where the order is complete will be in the mail within about a week from now. So the middle of next week.
That's fantastic.
So, yeah, I feel really, really good about how we've done so far. We now have everything priced and we'll be putting it out on the floor in the next couple of days. So that to be that far ahead for Nashville, almost by the middle of March, I think that feels really great. So
terrific.
Yeah, so like I said, a bunch of stuff does need to get shipped. For example, the cookbooks, the Nashville cookbooks. We got a few at market, but we're waiting on Yarn Tree to do their 3rd print run. They've never been as popular as this. So they're doing that now, and as soon as it's complete, they'll ship them to us and then we'll have them back out the door. So that's an example. And we've already placed a lot of reorders with Nashville vendors for to get more stock of the things that have sold out already. So it's exciting times, let me tell you. So I brought a few things that we still have stock of that I thought were particularly interesting to show you guys in bigger detail. The first one I'm going to show you is a sampler that contains bad word. So if that's not something that you want to see, just fast forward through the next couple of sections. I'll hold it up and put it down, and when it goes down, then you're safe to look. So this was a new designer to Nashville called Rebel Stitcher, and it's kind of a subversive saying, which generally I don't go in for, but I'm at a stage in my life where I'm trying to have a few more boundaries and that kind of thing. So this was fitting. So I'm going to hold this up and read it to you at the same time. So it says, there once was a woman who gave no F words, not even one. She lived happily ever after.
I can see that for my one daughter, who always teases me about I don't stitch anything subversive. And I actually did, I kind of pushed it a little bit on something I changed a couple years ago, and they always tease me, and it's like, I have a feeling this would be a piece that she would absolutely love. And that F word can be changed if you want. If you really like everything else, but not the subversive word, change it.
I'm going to hold it back up again because this sampler actually has some really good elements in it. Like the border is really nice.
That is a gorgeous
peacock. And so there's lots of really fun stitching things in there too. So if the sampler itself appealed to you, yes, you could certainly come up with some creative alternate words to put in there. Anyways,
exactly.
That was fun to see. All right. Then another one that really caught our eye is this Dutch sampler. So the designer was there from the Netherlands. And so without giving out the chart, there's like a thread card that you can pop out and use for your threads within it. It's a really nice book, but the thing that actually got me was that there are smalls in here too that are made with elements out of the sampler. And she had finishing packs for them with just gorgeous supplies. So I showed them to you, and the price point on these is amazing. So this one is the needle book. So it's like a mini housewife that kind of folds up. And then look, a whole bunch of just gorgeous lining fabrics, the silk ribbon, and like yummy.
Oh, that is so nice.
Yeah, so we had to have that. Okay, so then there's the pin cushion. Like, how sweet is that for a stitch design and a pin cushion? And the fabrics. So we came home with a very limited number of these, and once they're gone, they're gone. So if it's something that appeals to you, go ahead and order them soon. And then she did a drum. So just this sweet little drum with the border on it. And then the finishing pack for it includes the cutouts for the top and the bottom of the drum, the lining fabric, the silk ribbon for ruching around the, so yeah. So this is Julie Godefroyd, and it came from a time when the I's and the J's were used interchangeably in alphabets. So we weren't really sure what this actually said, but it's the equivalent of Julie.
It is.
And it's just a gorgeous sampler and a really well put together book. I mean, look at these images of the details. So anyways, I thought that was pretty special.
I might have to, while you're talking, just quickly put an order in before anybody else.
So very nice. And then we got these plastic stitching toolboxes from Needlework Press.
Mhm.
So they look like that. And then they open up. And I think the attic posted that these hold exactly 15 spools of 100/3, but look how perfectly sized that is to 100/3.
Mhm.
So we have a few of these left, and then Vicky will be shipping us more as well, because
Okay.
they're awesome.
Mhm.
But again, parcel mail post, because they're thick, they're plastic, and it's still a little bit wintry, so we want to make sure that they go in boxes to protect them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Good to know.
Yeah.
There again, you can order your couple extra spools, order that, and or order a few more spools, and away you go.
Yeah, for sure. One of the other things that was released at Nashville, and I think we actually talked about this in the last video, was running with scissors, needles and scissors. Did a great job at market, and we picked up a ton of their stuff. But I really like this stitch buttons chart.
Yeah.
So the kit comes with the chart and a piece of Lugana, because I'm pretty sure it is stitched over one, and also a custom spool of silk from hand-dyed fibers. That's what's in the regular kit. And then we've got the shelf rack kind of thing that is exactly the right size for the word stitch. I'm hoping that she comes up with other words, because I think that would make a very cool display. But then we also have ordered buttons. So we have that option on our website to add a pack of 6 buttons that are the forms that you make the letters on. So if you've already ordered the kit from us, we do have the buttons available on the same product on our website, and you can just check out with those. So one-stop shopping. Yeah, I think those are going to be really fun to stitch.
Yeah, old idea, renewed. I grew up with my mother made buttons, and it was those handmade buttons, and that's what went on whatever she sewed. And it was frustrating. They would sometimes pop off in the washing machine. But it's nice to see that somebody has recreated the wheel and done that.
Well, I think it's going to be a fun project to stitch. I think it's going to be an easy project to finish. And then you have something to display.
Right. Wouldn't take long.
No. So if I ever get it done, I'll show you.
And for anybody that likes to take photos to put on Instagram, Facebook, and they want to stage, boy, would that be a cute staging item.
Background thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. And then the final thing that I brought from Nashville to show you is going to take some fiddling. So if you've ever ordered a kit that is from the Purple Thread, you know that Sharon is so creative and packs her kits with all the things that you need to finish the item. So this was kind of a last minute Nashville thing that she was able to pull off. And so it wasn't part of her previews or anything like that, but we brought some home. So it looks like this, and it's called the Safe Touch. So I'm going to get fiddly here. So it comes with these 2 wooden bars that have magnets on the back. And the theory is that you sew the bars to your piece of felt. So that looks like that. Okay. And then you take your hoop, a lovely Hardwick Manor hoop, or I think it would work on a Q-snap as well. And then you kind of, this doesn't show it very good, but you wrap it around your hoop, get everything lined up, and the magnets click. And then you use it as you hold your hoop. So I hold my hoop in my left hand. So imagine that the hoop is full of fabric. And so you just use it to hold onto your hoop. So a couple of good things that this does is, first of all, it keeps the oils of your hands or anything like that from direct contact with your fabric. It gives you a different pinching point. So maybe if you have some hand fatigue or something like that, it might change that up for you. But the other thing it does with the width of these bars is it's going to stabilize your hold more too, if you're holding them that way. So I thought it was a unique product. I obviously haven't sewn mine together yet to see its practical applications, but I thought I would do a little demo.
And I think somebody, I don't know if it's the purple needle one, but brought that up, and I can't think of who. And it looked like a very good tool to use. And we're always looking for different tools to give our hands a break. And we're such hardworking men and women, and our stitching does tear our hands. So if you're having hand problems, boy, this is probably the tool that you need.
And it will only take you just a couple of minutes to put it together, because all you need to do is run thread, which is included. It's on the floor now, but it's a blue thread, and it just goes in these holes that are pre-cut in the wood, and you just stitch it on and you're good to go. So
I'm intrigued.
Yeah. I heard you might be coming to visit the shop in the next couple of days, so I can show you all of this stuff in person.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah. All right, so that's kind of some of the Nashville finds that I wanted to show in greater detail. So it's hard to believe that we have to wait a whole year to go back again, but in the other hand, it'll be here before we know it. So yeah,
Sounds good.
Yeah, exciting. So now I'm going to show off the in-stock hand-dyed linen parade, and I'm going to actually start with some colors that were released at Nashville that we picked up. And these are not my typical colors, but they're different, and we have a couple of events coming up this spring, so I wanted to have something that maybe appealed to a wider audience. So we picked up the hand-dyed colors from Atomic Ranch, Rogue, that they released for Nashville. And so these are those. So there's a lilac and a mint and a yellow and a blush color. So spring stitching, or these aren't easy colors to find. So if you've got something in mind for them, we've got them on the website in Ada 14, 16, 18, Lugana 28 and 32, and linen 28, 32, and 36. So you'll find those there if that's something that appeals to you. And they're just so soft and lovely, and not stuff that you find regularly.
No.
And they are hand-dyed fabric, but there's not a ton of modeling to them. They're pretty, you can see a little bit of modeling in there. But
Yeah. Nice.
All right, I'm gonna stay, everybody, don't slide. If there's big noise, it's because it all slid. Then I have two fabrics here that are proof in and of themselves that if you are patient, you will get what you want. So these are two colors of 36 count hand-dyed linen from R&R Reproductions that we have had on order for more than 2 years. And they came. And so when we have customers who have orders for fabrics like this, we don't assume that they still want them. So we send each of them an individualized email and say, this fabric from your order is finally back in stock. Are you still interested in it? And I would say that 80+% of the people say, oh my God, thank you for remembering me. Yes, I want it. So if you're looking for a specific hand-dyed linen, R&R, a Lakeside, a Picture This Plus, whatever, things happen. So, and when we do get them in, we're ordering big quantities, so we have enough for a period of time. So this first one is Creek Bed Brown, 36 R&R Creek Bed Brown. And so if you've been looking for a sub for R&R Mink, this is kind of the best dark R&R fabric that is currently available. So, but it's called Creek Bed Brown in 36 count. This is 36 count American Chestnut. So it's still a good mid value, but it's a little bit yellower, a little bit more golden than some of the others. American chestnut. So if I hold them up together, you can see
Oh, yeah, yeah,
the difference.
that helps.
Yeah. And then the rest of the linens that I have are Fiber on a Whim. We did a really good job of getting fabrics from them at Nashville. And so we've cut and handed out the pre-orders already. And then this is what I have left in stock afterwards. This is 36 count Dunes. So it's not a bad alternate to Lakeside Vintage Autumn Gold if you were looking for something like that. This is 36 count Cafe au lait.
Mm-hmm.
36 count brown sugar. .36 count cappuccino. I'll maybe hold up a couple of these together to see if that will show kind of the differences in the tone.
Okay.
So this is they did a coffee series for, I think it was Nashville last year. And so they're all kind of shades, but they're all beautiful samplery colors.
Mm-hmm. They are.
And then this is Silver Fox. So it is a blue, green, gray. It's showing a little bit more blue in the video than it actually is, but it's a great base fabric color with some good modeling in it. And so Silver Fox.
And that's a hard color to dye, I believe, and to actually get like a grayish silver. So it's a good color.
Yeah, absolutely. And some of these were called for in Nashville releases, but I don't remember them off the top of my head. So if it's a design that you've had in mind, then you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. This is 46 count latte. Just look at this. So Bristol linen. And then this is 46 count espresso.
Mm. So pretty.
Yeah.
Also nice.
Yeah. So we did pretty good in that department.
Yeah. Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah, so we will put those all into the section of the in-stock hand-dyed fabrics on our website, and it will be linked in the description box below so that you can go straight to it. And then if you're looking to start a project right away, that's a great place to start. We are about a week behind in our shipping right now, just because we're working on the Nashville volume, but yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so then, okay, you told me you have a couple other things you've been stitching on that you can show us.
Yeah, I can show you a couple of things. And I have to admit, years ago, you said something to me, oh, you're a monogamous stitcher. And I was more years ago. I would kind of work on one thing. You were the, oh, I hate to say this, but the fart in the wind. You know, you were all over. You were like doing all these things. Fast forward to now, and I'm the fart in the wind, and you are a monogamous stitcher. So I will show just 2 other things of 5 things I'm working, and maybe that isn't so bad, but I want to get back to these though. I kind of want to be monogamous with these. So the first one I'm going to show, and I'll show the chart first, is Miss Mary Ann Bournes. This was Nicola's first one that she published in 2016, I believe. And I love this one. The picture does not do it justice. But what I ended up doing, so I can get it done at the end of the year, and I kind of learned this for being a stitch along leader, I divided her. Thank you. No problem. You can't tell. So I'm glad someone caught that. I divided her into 12.
Okay.
So, and somebody mentioned that somewhere, Hands Across the Sea Sampler Facebook page. That is a great idea. So it's not my idea. So without further ado, and she's big, there is 3 parts so far.
That's beautiful.
And Oh, she is gorgeous. You can't even tell there's a lot of satin stitch, and I find the colors glow, and it's a very regal piece. It's, you know how Lucy is very bright and cheery and a little one. This is more subdued but regal, and oh, it is so gorgeous. And I really want to work on her monogamously, but I can't. Just because I've got too many other things. But at the end of the year, I should have a few pieces.
Awesome.
And the other piece, and I wanted to get her done, I don't think I'll get it done at the end of March, but probably April, and I'll show her. So this is the Scarlet House Smith Sampler. And I've been doing, you can see how there's dividing bands. There's about 5 dividing bands.
Yep.
So I am on part 4, I guess you could call it.
Close.
Yeah, so I will start her after Lucy's part is done. So, and this is upside down. I think that is the theme today, is let's show things upside down. So
Oh,
I'm just rolling her up. So
just love that sampler.
oh, I do too. It's probably one of my most favorite samplers. Well, I say that with everything. So there is the end of the 3rd band. And 4 and 5 are almost, you can see right here with the house, that almost interchange. So we'll see going here whether I have a, you know, hankering to just move on. So those are 2 of them that I'm working on. And
wow, we look forward to seeing that as you go.
Yeah, so I'm not, I love this one so much. There's a part of me that wants to get it done and a part of me that doesn't want to, that just kind of delay the enjoyment, because she is enjoyable. So yeah.
Well, excellent. Well, thanks for showing those.
You're welcome.
And then, so our next video will be about the 14th of April, we'll aim for. And so what have you got planned between now and then?
Continue these 2 pieces plus my 3 other. I've got a secret stitching that I've had to do 4 of, and I'm down to the last one, and then frame those. And I've got some sewing I have to start. I've got some project bags I have to make, and then I have some pillowcases I'm making for grandkids. And I have to start cutting those out. I've been delaying the inevitable, but I don't need them till the summer. So stitching and sewing, and anything else that may come my way.
Good.
So, and some shopping.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing you in the shop in person. Well, I'm going to finish up with Lucy Barber, I think, before we see each other again. I've been binge watching Outlander from the beginning, just to get caught up. And seriously, watching it as through a second time, all of the historical pieces, and having read ahead to the most current book, all of the historical pieces are falling together way better for me than just one time, but that's led to some serious stitching time. So I'm almost done, almost to the end of season 6. I'm not sure what I'm going to follow up with, but that's been keeping my stitching company for the last few weeks. Have you watched Downton Abbey? Yes. Okay. I was going to say, then start that for the second time. Yeah, maybe. I'm sure I'd catch a lot more things the second time around. Yeah. No, I have a couple of audiobooks that are calling my name, so I think I'll switch over to those for a little bit. And a little bit of FlossTube here and there. I like to watch when I'm stitching too, or listen to. One thing to talk about that's coming up soon, and you've probably seen sneak peeks about this on social media, is Nicola is releasing the Hannah Campbell sampler in the next few weeks. And so she put some sneak peeks up, and we've seen images of the full sampler. We're not exactly clear on what the availability date is going to be. We've ordered the threads, we've ordered the linen, and that'll come together when it comes together. But oh my God, I love that sampler. It is so unique and different, and it's going to be so much fun to stitch. So we'll have put it up on our website as soon as we can for advanced orders, but we still need some details to come through, but everybody needs to keep that on their radar.
I agree. That is sneak peeks second time around. I think it came sneak peeks last year sometime, couldn't tell you when. And I don't usually, my head doesn't swivel that fast, but that one, it's like, wow, no words for how gorgeous that one is. So yeah, I think that might have to come sneaking into my stash pile.
Yeah, absolutely. So once I finish off Lucy, then I'll do a couple of little filler projects until Hannah is available. And then as soon as that's ready, I'm going to start stitching.
Yeah. So here's a question for you, and this is framing. Do you have an idea in your head how you want Lucy framed, as in an ornate frame, a simple frame, or do you just go in and just kind of let Edie?
Yeah, so we have an awesome framer in Calgary called Edie's Framing, and you can find her on Google or call the shop and we can give you her phone number. And we've talked about her before, how talented she is, and she has a real art and design background, so visually she just can really figure these things out. So generally what I do when I'm picking samplers that I love to frame them is I take the chart in with me and I say, this is what the original was stitched in. What do you have that's close? And I go from there. That's usually what unless I have a real vision, but all the samplers in the shop are framed without mat, fairly tight to the edge of the stitching, in kind of a dark but still interesting frame. And that's the theory that I use.
That's interesting. I never thought to bring in a copy of your chart or the chart itself. I never thought of that. Now I do mostly my own framing nowadays type of thing. So I'm kind of subject to what I have in stash. And sometimes I will change it if it's too vintage. Well, that's not the right word. It needs freshening up. Let's put it that way.
Or tweaked to a little bit more of a style of finish.
Correct. And you know, it's funny talking about Edie. There was one years ago that I went in and her vision and my vision weren't the same. And what she chose, I was kind of like, oh, I don't know about this. Ends up being my most favorite framing piece that she ever did. So trust your framer.
Yeah, if you hang on a sec, I'm going to go pull a piece off the wall that hangs at my home that she framed for me that's really unique, and we'll see if I can show you the effect. So just hold, please.
Sounds good.
Can you hear me ripping it off the wall?
Oh yeah, yeah.
What I didn't want to show everybody was that I'm still wearing my pajama pants.
Too late.
Yeah. So this is Sharon Cohen class that she taught that I finished in 2003. That Edie framed for me with this cool frame on a suede mat that's almost the same color. And then I had hem stitched the sampler, so she just mounted it on the suede frame. And this is so far out of anything that I would ever choose, but my God, do I love it.
That's really interesting. I guess I always thought that when you mount something like that, that you would put it on a ground linen.
Yeah.
But this is on a suede mat. That just...
And it's got some open work down there, so the suede mat just shows through and contrasts the threads really nicely.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the piece I was referring to is right there. And it does have two mats. And it's a very, it's not white work, but there's a lot of really subtle colors. So when she brought these white mats with just an under mat type thing, I went, oh, I don't know. Well, it remains to be one of my most favorite pieces. So I don't generally mat anymore. The samplers don't really lend themselves to that. But every once in a while, I have a piece that's maybe a little more contemporary. I want something a little bit bigger. And, but I have one piece I'm going to bring into her this week, next week. And I'm not going to frame it myself just because I want a professional to frame it. And I'm going to shut my mouth and I'm going to just see where she goes with it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I look forward to seeing that when you can show it to us.
Yeah, exactly. So
good. All right. Well, thanks for your time, Rose. It's always so much fun.
Yeah, it was really informative today, and lots of eye candy and a little bit of an Abilene. Thank you very much. So.
Okay, good. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you in the shop in the next couple of days. And then otherwise, our next video is going to aim for April 14th.
That sounds good.
Okay. Thanks, Rose.
Thanks, Janice. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.